What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update and fourth stimulus check update. As there's lots of multiple stimulus items on the upcoming agenda for the Democrats in the near future, we're going to start talking more and more about that. As Nancy Pelosi says, the fourth stimulus check package, known as the infrastructure package or the Build Back Better package, is already in the works and has been in the works for some time. We have also have multiple different things: Social Security increase, student loan forgiveness, minimum wage, and more on the near horizon. Also, we're going to talk about the $1,400 stimulus checks that many Americans are still waiting for, and the small to medium sized delay that just might affect you. We're going to cover it all in this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe down below if you're new to the channel, and let's jump right in. Sources say that President Biden is planning the first major tax hike in over 30 years, although this isn't really a surprise as he has campaigned on this, but nonetheless, there are tax hikes probably coming in the near future. President Biden is reportedly planning the first major hike in federal taxes in almost 30 years to fund the economic programs and stimulus packages in the future. Unidentified sources told Bloomberg that the increases will reflect the promises Biden made during his 2020 campaign. The planned increases reportedly include raising the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%. However, if we look back just a few years ago, 2014, 15, and 16, the corporate tax rate was actually 39% in the United States. And former President Donald Trump lowered that significantly down to 21% through the Trump tax cuts. So the corporate tax rates used to be as high as 39%, was lowered all the way down to 21% under former President Donald Trump. And President Biden wants to raise it back up from 21% to 28%, although still significantly lower than the 39% it used to be not that less than 10 years ago. So again, Biden wants to raise the corporate tax rate from 21% to 28% and increase the income tax rate on people making more than $400,000 per year. He wants to expand the estate tax and pare back tax preferences on pass-through businesses such as limited liability companies. And he wants to set up a higher capital gain tax rate for individuals making at least $1 million. Bloomberg notes that an independent analysis of Biden's campaign tax plan conducted by the Tax Policy Center found that it would raise around $2.1 trillion over the next 10 years. Tax hikes included as part of the infrastructure and job packages will likely include repealing part of former President Donald Trump's 2017 tax cuts law that largely benefited corporations and wealthy individuals. The news outlets notes, citing sources close to the matter. Biden had said during his campaign that he would repeal former President Donald Trump's tax cuts on day one of his administration, though he has yet to do so. Although Democratic lawmakers have expressed some hesitance to support a tax increase, moderate Democrat Senator good old Joe Manchin, Democrat from West Virginia, who has quickly become a key vote in Congress or a thorn in the side of Democrats, previously told The Hill that he thought repealing Trump's tax cuts would be, quote, ridiculous. He later walked back his remarks after criticism from fellow Democrats, saying, quote, everything's open for discussion. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you agree with President Biden raising taxes, although mostly on the rich people, quote, rich people, and corporations? Or do you agree with more of the Republican point of view that raising the taxes on corporations will stifle the economy and stifle job growth, and thus even though you have a higher tax rate, you might not actually bring in as much money because economic growth might not flourish as much as it would under a lower tax rate? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Democrats in Congress are already looking forward to the next stimulus package known as the infrastructure package and multiple other different provisions that could be done through a standalone bill, such as the $15 an hour minimum wage, or the $200 per month Social Security increase, or the $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. All these things are kind of on the near horizon. And well, they're already considering possibly doing the $15 an hour minimum wage through a standalone bill. Let's look.
So the $15 an hour minimum wage is another one of those issues that's really important to people. I know that you are not for it at the moment and voted against it. But is that something that is a tenable position for a Democrat when Democrats have power and can make these changes for people, but are hanging on to the filibuster for what? To empower Republicans?
Let's be clear, Joy. I support raising the minimum wage. I support indexing the minimum wage. I support increasing the minimum wage and getting to $15 an hour. I had some concerns about Bernie Sanders' specific bill and how it raises the minimum wage that frankly got very little discussion about the impact of two provisions of it. I think we will get that done this year. And I've already been having conversations with folks in my caucus about how we can get that done this year.
I personally think the Democrats are going to have a very hard time, near impossible, in my opinion. Things could change, though. You know how things change in Congress. To get $15 an hour minimum wage. They actually voted on it in the Senate as an amendment for the third stimulus check bill and only got 42 votes. 58 people voted no, including all 50 Republican senators and 8 Democratic senators as well. And going a standalone bill route, which seems to be the only way to do it now, as the previous Senate parliamentarian ruled that it can't be included in a reconciliation process bill, which would only require 50 to 51 votes. The only way to do it is through a standalone bill, which requires 60 votes, and they're literally leagues and leagues away from doing that, as they only got 42 votes. Maybe they could swing one or two Democrats to change their mind, but surely not 8, and that only gets you to 50, and then you would still need 10 Republicans. I think to get the minimum wage done, they're going to have to do it at $10 an hour, maybe $11 an hour at max, as we do have a Republican counter proposal for $10 an hour. So I think they're probably going to need to take the small win or the medium sized win and get the minimum wage raised 50% to around $10 or $11 an hour, and then maybe work from there a few years from now. But you can let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Major banks such as Wells Fargo and Chase are being criticized over the timing of delivering the money for the third stimulus check, the $1,400 for adults, $1,400 for children, and $1,400 for adult dependents. Millions of Americans are waiting on their $1,400 stimulus check for the money to actually just be released by major banks across the entire United States through direct deposits. Wells Fargo and JP Morgan Chase told customers they may not receive the third round of stimulus checks until at least Wednesday, drawing criticism from Americans who were hoping they would see the money arrive sooner. Millions of Americans are poised to receive direct payments of $1,400 after Biden has signed the third stimulus check package into law. Although the IRS has said the official payment date for money is March 17th, it has already started to distribute the money. Wells Fargo Bank says it would provide all of the direct deposits, quote, according to the effective date provided by the U.S. Treasury, and said it's not holding on to the money. In a statement to Fox Business, Wells Fargo spokesman Jim Seitz says the government will release the money in multiple phases, meaning not everyone will receive their check at the same time. Quote, we know the importance of the stimulus funds to our customers, and we are providing the payments to our customers as soon as possible on the dates the funds are available, based on the IRS discretion. Wells Fargo, quote, is not holding the funds. Customers unloaded on the two Wall Street banks on Twitter with some threatening to close their accounts. Others questioned whether the lenders were intentionally withholding the funds in order to make interest off the people's overdraft fees and also the interest on the billions of dollars just sitting there, even if for a few days. As you can see here in some unhappy tweets, one guy says, been a customer since 98, was ready to close my account with the last scandal. This is it. I'm done. 5 accounts will be moved. Another guy, John, says anyone wondering why JP Morgan Chase and Wells Fargo or other banks are holding stimulus checks until March 17th, look no further than this. Each bank makes around $5 million per day on overdraft fees alone. This adds up to big profits for banks. JP Morgan made close to $2 billion with a B from overdraft charges last year. Wells Fargo made 1.8 billion and Bank of America made 1.7 billion dollars on overdraft fees alone. That doesn't account for interest that they might be gaining from the money just sitting in their bank account and or being able to use the money that's sitting there while they have not given it to other people quite yet. Let me know if your check is pending, or your direct deposit, I should say, is pending in your bank account until March 17th. Let me know down below in the comments and what bank you're from. Are you okay with the possible couple day delay that really could be as much as 4 days if your deposit was pending on Friday or Saturday, and now you're going to have to wait until Wednesday, which is actually St. Patrick's Day? There is a significant delay there. While some people already have their money and are able to spend it, depending on the bank whether or not they have released the funds. We're also hoping or expecting the paper checks to be mailed out this week. And we're hoping that things go smoother than last time, as we've seen significant delays and kind of some mini scandals we had in the past with the TurboTax customers' money being delayed for weeks and them blaming the IRS and the IRS blaming TurboTax and vice versa. So remember, these go out in waves. So I will keep you up to date when the basically the next several sets of waves of direct deposits and also the waves of paper stimulus checks go out this week. We're also expecting lots more things on the horizon, such as the fourth stimulus check package that has already been announced and is being called an infrastructure package. It will be called the Build Back Better package. We already have dozens of Democratic lawmakers pushing to not include just one stimulus check, but multiple stimulus checks in this next stimulus package bill known as the infrastructure bill. Many people do not find it as a surprise, as the Democrats are already calling for not just one more stimulus checks, but monthly reoccurring stimulus checks in the next package. And they want to tie it to what they call automatic stabilizers, so that basically they can trigger monthly stimulus checks until the pandemic is over or until the economy recovery has gotten back to normal and unemployment and other economic triggers start to get back to normal. This would be not only for monthly stimulus checks, but would also be for unemployment boost money to continue past the September 6th deadline if the economic conditions require. This would basically mean not having to pass a package for every single stimulus check, and would basically have stimulus checks and unemployment boost in there until the pandemic is over or until the economy basically gets better and closer to pre-pandemic levels. We're still by some measures, we're still 4 times higher than the unemployment rate of pre pandemic levels. Many people consider that with the people that have stopped looking for a job and have left the workforce because their jobs have been completely eliminated because of the pandemic, 1 in 5 small businesses have already gone out of business from this pandemic. That will take a long time to come back. That will take a long time to come back. When you count all those numbers, there's still over 10 million people that are unemployed, which is as high as 4 times higher than it was before the pandemic. So even if at best case scenario we get the pandemic under control with everybody vaccinated by maybe fall, maybe the economic fallout will likely take longer. It took over 4 years from 2008 and 2009, the recession, to get employment back to normal. And we didn't even have a pandemic or virus to deal with then. We had just the economic portion of the depression or the recession that time. This time we have that plus a virus and mutations and vaccines and all that additional stuff to deal with. So let me know if you have any questions on the third stimulus check or the fourth stimulus check down below in the comments. I will keep you up to date on everything coming out in the near future, as well as the third stimulus check package. We're going to be expecting a lot of information coming out on the $10,000 or more student loan forgiveness, which President Biden says he is willing to do at least $10,000. President Biden has also campaigned on and wants both a $15,000 home buyer credit and raising Social Security by $200 per month, as well as other things that could be in the next stimulus package or through standalone bills or presidential executive orders. I will keep you up to date with all this and the fourth stimulus check package coming out on the near horizon. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet so you don't miss out on new updates on all of this. Click the bell icon to all notifications when we go live. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss an episode. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.